Morning students. Today we are going to start the chapter Deep Water. As we have already discussed about this chapter in the our online teaching, and we are going to start the chapter Deep Water, the third chapter, Deep Water. Okay. This chapter is written by William Douglas. William Douglas. Okay. And this chapter is an autobiographical in nature. What do you mean by autobiography? Autobiography means William Douglas is here describing his own experience. Okay. First we'll see about William Douglas. William Douglas, born in 1898 and died in 1980. He was born in Minnesota. After graduating with a Bachelor's of Art in English and Economics, he spent 2 years teaching high school in Yakima. However, he got tired of this and decided to pursue a legal career. So he was an advocate. He met Franklin D. Roosevelt, the president, at Yale and became an advisor and friend to the president. Douglas was a leading advocate of individual rights. He retired in 1975 with a term lasting 36 years and remains the longest serving justice in the history of the court. The following excerpt is taken from of Men and Mountains. This chapter has been taken from his essay of Men and Mountains by William Douglas. It reveals how a young boy, William Douglas, nearly drowned in a swimming pool. So he is describing his experience. His experience of what? When once he was almost drowned in a swimming pool. What happened? Who threw him into the swimming pool? This all we'll read in the chapter. In this essay, he talks about the fear of water and thereafter how he finally overcame it. Notice how the autobiographical part of the selection is used to support his discussion of fear. So the main concept in the chapter is his fear of water, his hydrophobia. Hydrophobia means fear of water. Okay. How he once developed this fear of water, and why did he develop this fear of water? At what moment did he develop this fear of water? What happened with him, and how did he come out of that fear of water? This all is there in the chapter. Okay. So we start the chapter. It had happened when I was 10 or 11 years old. So the chapter has been written in autobiographical manner. So it says I. It happened when I was 10 or 11 years old. I had decided to learn to swimming. There was a pool at YMCA in Yakima River, that offered exactly the opportunity. The Yakima River was treacherous. Treacherous means dangerous. Mother continually warned against it and kept fresh in my mind the details of each drowning in the river. So my mother always used to warn me against the river because it was very dangerous. But the YMCA pool was safe. Though the river was dangerous, but this pool, YMCA pool, that was safe. It was only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end, while it was 9 feet deep at the other. The drop was gradual. Students, sometimes the question is there in the boards. Describe the YMCA pool. So the description is there. Only you have to remember this figure: 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end and 9 feet deep at the other. You know, the swimming pool at the one end, the depth of the swimming pool, that varies from one end to the other. So at one end it was 2 or 3 feet deep, and gradually the drop was gradual, means gradually it was getting deeper and deeper. So on the other end it was 9 feet. One end it was 2 or 3 feet, and the other end it was 9 feet. I got a pair of water wings and went to the pool. I hated to walk naked into it and show my skinny legs, but I subdued my pride and did it. Okay. From the beginning, however, I had an aversion to water. Aversion means hatred, dislike, when I was in it. This started when I was 3 or 4 years old. Now he is describing his old incident when he was 3 or 4 years old. At this moment he is 11 or 12 years old, and as it has been described here that I was 10 or 11 years old. Okay, this has been written in 10 or 11 years old. Okay, but he is recalling the moments when he was 3 or 4 years old, and his father took me to the beach in California. He and I stood together in the surf. I hung on to him, yet the waves knocked me down and swept me over. So once he had gone to California beach with his father when he was 3 or 4 years old, and the big waves which knocked him down and swept over him. I was buried in water, my breath was gone, I was frightened. So this incident initially developed a fear of water, though he was very small at that moment. He was only 3 or 4 years old, but the big waves came and hit him down, and since he was very small kid, the waves almost overdrowned him and he got frightened. He was very afraid of it, though his father was him and father was with him, and there was no danger in it. Okay, there was no danger because his father was holding his hands, but still he got frightened, he got scared. Father laughed because father knew very well that there was no danger in it, but there was terror in my heart at the overpowering force of the waves. So this is the incident when he went with his father to the California beach. But after that something else happened, something very big happened, which revived his fear and which developed a hydrophobia, a fear of water in him. My introduction to YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fear. So when he went to the YMCA swimming pool, his old memories, unpleasant memories of this again came to his mind. But in a little while I gathered confidence. I paddled with my new water wings, watching the other boys and trying to learn by aping them. Aping means by following them. I did this 2 or 3 times on different days and was just beginning to feel at ease in the water when the misadventure happened. So he was very comfortable right now. He is there at the swimming pool. He is not afraid, but some misadventure happened. Now what misadventure happened? What happened with him which developed a fear of water in him? I went to the pool when no one else was there. The place was quiet. The water was still, and the tiled bottom was as white and clean as a bathtub. The swimming pool was very neat and clean. I was timid about going in alone, so I sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. Okay, he was very timid. Timid means very he was very scared of going inside the water because he was alone there. So he sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. I had not been there long when in came a big brother of a boy, probably 18 years old. An 18 years old boy, listen carefully students, an 18 years old boy came there when he was sitting alone near the swimming pool. He had thick hair on his chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen with legs and arms that showed rippling muscles. He had strong muscles. He yelled. Yelled means shouted. He shouted, "Hi Skinny." Skinny means very thin person. How would you like to be ducked? How would you like to be there inside the water? So would you like to go inside the water? With that when he said this sentence, what did he do? With that he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end. I landed in a sitting position. This was the misadventure, that he picked me up and tossed me in deep end. He picked him up and threw him into the swimming pool. I landed in a sitting position, swallowed water and went at once to the bottom because he didn't know how to swim. I was frightened, but not yet frightened out of my wits. But yet not frightened out of my wits means he didn't lose his consciousness. He was still aware of what was going to happen. On the way down I planned, when my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump, come to the surface, lie flat on it and paddle to the edge of the pool. So it's a very important part. Sometimes the question is there, what strategy did he plan to come out of the water? So he thought that on the way down, he planned that when his feet will hit the bottom, I would make a big jump, will come to the surface, lie flat on it, and will come to the edge of the pool. This will be very easy for him. It seemed a long way down. Those 9 feet were more like 90, and before I touched bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. Now he got scared. But when my feet hit bottom, I summoned all my strength. Summoned means the literary meaning of summon is called, but here it means that he gathered. He gathered all his strength and made that what I thought was a great spring. Spring means jump upwards. I imagined I would bob to the surface like a cork. He thought that he would come to the surface with a long jump like a cork. But instead, I came up slowly. I opened my eyes and saw nothing but water. He failed. Water that had a dirty yellow tinge to it. I grew panicky. He grew panic means fear. So he got scared. He got afraid of water. I reached up as if to grab a rope, and my hands clutched only at water because there was nothing inside the water. I was suffocating. Suffocating means suffocating, I tried to yell. Yell means shouting. But no sound came out. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water, but not my mouth. So when he started suffocating, his breath, suffocating means his breath became very difficult. It was very difficult for him to breathe in. And then he tried to shout, but no sound came out. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water, but not my mouth. So this was the condition of William Douglas. Okay. I flailed at the surface of the water, swallowed and choked. He swallowed and choked. Swallowed, to swallow something, to eat something, and choked. He realized that he was choking inside him. I tried to bring my legs up, but they hung as dead weights, paralyzed and rigid. He realized that his legs had become paralyzed and rigid means like he didn't feel any movement in his legs. A great force was pulling me under. I screamed, I shouted, but only the water heard me. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. So somehow he had managed to come out of the water, but he didn't come out of the water, but he came to the upper side of the water. But again, he started his journey back to the bottom of the pool. So he started going down in the swimming pool. I struck at the water as I went down, expending my strength as one in nightmare fights. An irresistible force. I had lost all my breath. My lungs ached. My heart throbbed. I was getting dizzy. Dizzy means he was feeling very uncomfortable. But I remembered the strategy. I would spring from the bottom of the pool and come like a cork to the surface. Again, second time he adopted the same strategy. I would lie flat on the water, strike out with my arms and thrash with my legs. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and save. So again, second time he did the same thing. He decided to come out of the water with a long jump. He decided that when he will touch the bottom, again he will come to the surface of the water. I went down endlessly. I opened my eyes, nothing but water with a yellow glow, dark water that one would not see through. But again there was no success. And then sheer, stark terror seized me. Terror that knows no one can understand. No control. Terror that no one can understand. Who has not experienced it? Now only the person who has experienced this terror can understand my situation, because now I was scared of death. I thought that now I am going to die. I was shrieking underwater. I was paralyzed underwater. I felt as if I cannot move my limbs. I cannot make any movement. Stiff, rigid with fear. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. Now he was not able to shout. He was not able to call anybody. Only my heart and the pounding in my head said that I was still alive. Okay. So this shows that he was still alive. Otherwise, his body parts had become paralyzed. It was not paralyzed. He felt as if he realized that he has become paralyzed. Okay. And then in the midst of terror came a touch of reason. In the midst of the terror came a touch of reason. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. At last I felt the tiles under me. My toes reached out as if to grab them. I jumped with everything I had. So third time he did the same thing. But again he failed. But the jump made no difference. The water was still around me. I looked for ropes, ladders, water wings. Nothing was there. Nothing but water. A mass of yellow water held me. Only the water was there around him. Stark terror took an even deeper hold on me. Now he was even more scared, more afraid, like a great charge of electricity. I shook and trembled with fright. Fright means fear. My arms wouldn't move, my legs wouldn't move. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened because there was no one around the pool. Okay. And then strangely there was light. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. At least my eyes were. My nose was almost out too. Then I started down a third time. I sucked for air and got water. The yellowish light was going out. Okay, same thing again happened. Then all efforts ceased. Now after the third time he decided to stop it. His all efforts ceased means stopped. Relaxed. I relaxed. Why did he get relaxed? Even my legs felt limp and a blackness swept over my brain. It wiped out fear. It wiped out terror. There was no more panic. It was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice, to be drowsy, to go to sleep. He felt as if he was going to sleep, but he was not scared of water. You know, students, this happens. When some situation comes in front of us, when the situation becomes worst, when the end comes, we feel as if we are relaxed because we know now nothing is going to happen. We are not going to be saved. So this happens when death is there. It becomes relaxed. It was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice. To be drowsy, to go to sleep, and no need to jump. Too tired to jump. It's nice to be carried gently. So float along in space. Tender arms around me. Tender arms like mothers. Now I must go to sleep. So I feel as if some soft arms are trying to hold me like mothers. Some fairies are coming and I must go to sleep. I crossed to oblivion and the curtain of life fell. Oblivion means darkness where nothing can be seen, and the curtain of life fell. He felt as if his life has come to an end. This was the misadventure which happened with William Douglas. How did he come out of the pool? Who helped him? Next portion we'll do this and we'll read the next chapter tomorrow. Okay.